Meeting to order at 18:33. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You all set, Andrew?
Yeah, go ahead.
Heavenly Father, we just come before you in Jesus' name, God. First of all, Lord, I ask, Lord, all the boys that are out tonight, God, doing work for this town, keep them safe, Lord. Just keep them safe in their vehicles in the name of Jesus. And God, I ask that you just bless this meeting tonight. Give everybody here wisdom and let us get this done the way it needs to be done. We thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
All right, agenda review. We'll go over the questions from last month's meeting. I don't know that there were very many. We need to approve the October 16th minutes because those were tabled, and also the minutes from last month, November 20th. We'll do the year-to-date budget review for the municipal, year-to-date budget review for the school, but we don't have it printed out. Huh?
There's no way, I mean, should I run over next door? Is there a way to print it? There. Who's over? Kim and Carol.
I mean, if you want to. So, we haven't done the school for the past 2 months because we haven't had anything.
Oh, you didn't have anything last month? Okay. So if I send this to somebody there, they'll be able to print it. If I send it to Kim, yeah. And then so it's ready when I go back.
Then we'll do the 2024 proposed budget review and start that discussion. And talk about the timeline, any other business, and then adjournment. Our next scheduled meeting is for the 15th of January, which is also Martin Luther King Day or Civil Rights Day. So we'll have to decide if we still want to have a meeting or not.
Do you want school?
I can't go.
What?
If you need to go, then we won't have a quorum. So I can't leave. Anybody have anything they want to add to the agenda or amend on the agenda? Or? No? All right. Tracy, did you get this one? The agenda and
Is that next meeting January 15th or the 22nd?
She's talking about,
January 15th?
15th, okay.
Andrea just commented whether
Yeah, we'll have to think about it and talk about it at the end of the meeting. So I don't have any questions written down from last month that we needed answers to. I don't know if anybody had any.
I'll just volunteer. So I took the minutes, and I don't think there were any questions. If there
I don't
were,
recall
I tried to
any.
address them in the minutes. If there were,
Yeah. So we'll move on to approval of the minutes. We have the October 16th minutes to be approved. And I think we were waiting for Crystal, because I think it was school discussion that we needed filled in, but it wasn't Crystal that was here, it was Rebecca.
I thought we corrected
Oh, no, wait a minute, sorry, I'm thinking
these.
something.
We corrected all the municipal town side, not the school side,
I
though.
think there was only one piece left for school.
I didn't
I
bring
thought
it
it
up
was
with me.
Crystal that had questions. No, that's got Rebecca.
Okay.
Is it something you can redact altogether? I was gonna say, if you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it says like Rebecca said there was a question about something supplies. What was that for? And then figures weren't filled in. Then Rebecca said, question mark, question mark.
She
probably won't remember either.
Yeah.
At this point, you're 2 months started.
I think it was, that was it. Yeah, it was just that on the first page.
I think we probably answer the next one or something like that.
Well, if somebody wants to make a motion to,
I'll make a motion to approve except for that section.
oh, here, I'll let you do a good motion.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for the October 16th meeting. with the exception of the questions from Rebecca. To Rebecca or for Rebecca?
On the very first page.
Yeah,
we'll just
So you can
redraft
refer
that.
to the section that
For
section.
some reason, I think I did correct them. I probably just didn't send you the updated copy, but I'll check.
I thought you corrected all but a few things, but I don't know.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any more discussion? Or should we?
Can we vote when she's gone?
Oh, shoot. You have to do that motion again.
Yep.
All right, well, moving along, we'll just hold on to those minutes. for a few.
Head back to that in a few.
Well, might as well wait on the
So
November
wait a
meeting.
minute, so that passed?
No, we gotta wait till
Five.
Crystal comes
Oh,
back.
we have to wait?
We don't have a quorum.
We're a board meeting.
Yeah, we have to have 5 people here. So, we might as well just wait till Crystal comes back.
This has been a day.
Well, we can start looking at the year-to-date municipal. So we have our budget versus actual month ending November 30th.
She's at the side door. She's trying to get in.
Door?
Yeah, of the town hall.
Why didn't she go through the front door?
That's a good question. I don't know. We can ask her when she
The
gets
front
back.
door's locked and
Well, the side door, no one's ever gonna hear you over there.
I mean,
Yeah.
ah, sorry.
so where should we be at? We're at 82.75. Where should we be at?
90. Yeah, whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
91.667.
91.
So 91, 92%.
Be relative to 92.
Is the 2022 year audit done? I'm sure this has been already answered. It is. Were we over or under on that? Do you know? Compared to what our numbers were? Were we, because it changes, so depending on like payroll and all that stuff.
I don't know, the final report's coming, because Jen had one thing left outstanding.
Okay.
So the final report's coming by the end of this week, I think.
Perfect. I was just wondering, because I mean, I know these numbers are like a rough estimate until audit's done, but I was just wondering if we were over.
I did,
100%.
it was kind of late and I didn't expect Kim to get to it today, but I did ask her, because in my mind, it's important for me when I'm thinking of the budget going forward to see where we were at the end of '22.
Exactly.
So I asked her for year-end '22 after all the adjustments were made.
That's what, yeah. And that should be in the
Yeah,
audit.
so that's what we're waiting for. Jen is going to give those, provide those this week too, so that they can do the journal entries for that.
Exactly, so we can see whether it's up or down. I mean,
Right.
obviously, we don't know how our payroll falls and everything.
Yeah. So I did ask him for that today, and I did ask him also for a list of town employees and their salaries
Perfect.
and their hour, is it at 30 hours, 20 hours, 15 hours?
Perfect.
I did see that email just late. I don't know why our numbers that we had were not put in, but none of those numbers were voted on.
No?
No, they were just discussed.
Okay. I couldn't remember if they were, because I thought you guys had gone through everything except for salaries.
We did, we talked about it, nobody ever voted. I
Okay.
had brought even up that technically the numbers aren't due till February for the state,
Right.
so.
Yeah.
So, right, so I think we've discussed everything pretty much. I think, so hopefully we'll be in a good spot to discuss those. Other than the salaries, we totally tabled that.
Yeah. So does anybody have any questions on the year-to-date budget?
Is the road payment warrant article, the 200,000? I'm just wondering.
What's the standard?
The 4,901, the 200,000, is that a warrant article or is that part, it is a warrant
I
article?
believe so.
Yes, it is.
So we can't go over 200,000 if it's a warrant article. So there's 270 in there?
It's because that's a recurring. So that's the amount, that's the total amount that would have been paid out probably this year, but it's a reoccurring, so it lapses like, it won't lapse, it lapses.
Yeah, the relapsing one, yeah. So you're just taking it from the prior year or whatever it was.
I guess,
October?
that's, yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah,
Okay.
because whatever we.
Because you don't want to lose it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Good, thank you. Do we know how much is, like, where we're at on that? Because obviously we won't have any.
I don't know, we can find out what those, what the balance is on those from Jan, I guess.
I'm sure it's in the audit performance.
What does, refresh me on the welfare director salary?
What did you say?
The welfare director salary?
You want to know the hourly?
Well, we only have $183 left for the month of December.
Well, there's only a
Get one more payment.
week.
Yes,
So is our stipend $193, $183?
It's right around there.
But 183 times 12 is not 4,000.
Say,
Not
yeah.
12, but 20, if we get paid bi-weekly, so it's gonna be 26. Because I get paid bi-monthly, so that's 24.
So that line will be over then.
No, it shouldn't be, because if you take 4,392 divided by 26, you get 168.92.
But we only have 183 left.
Right, and we get paid, they get paid this week.
So we'd have two pay, but this is
We got one
no,
pay period left, this is the last pay period this week.
but this is ending November 30th.
Oh, I'm sorry, Andrea, yeah, right. Yeah, oh.
I mean,
Unless November was taken out already.
I don't know,
And then you have
it
one
just
month
jumped
left
out at me. I'm not,
No, right, if this is the end of November, it should have 2 pay periods left, sorry. I'm thinking right today. Yes, and maybe something else can charge out.
On my list.
What are these refunds? Town clerk refund, tax refund?
For over tax payments.
where are you?
I believe we have a couple of them.
Same page you were just on with welfare? Down there.
So what are those expenses? I've never seen that line before.
Well,
Neither have I.
Usually it doesn't come out of a line that is, I can't think of words either today, a budget line. Usually it comes out of a liability or whatever line.
Right.
What number are you on?
they're on this.
49.30.
On the page 6, Tracy.
Down towards the bottom.
Should come out of your like 3,000 account or as refunds. 'Cause this is your budget, like your budget, like expenses should come out of here unless the expense is refunded, like
And this
right
just
pay.
may be a holding, this may be a holding until they clear it out. I don't know how, but
Yeah.
I'm curious as to know what the town clerk one, the tax collector one, I do know of one that got overpaid. and
That
did-
must be a new line, because those lines
Yeah,
weren't there
But the
before.
town clerk, that's a pretty large amount for town clerk.
If you look at the 4,900 for a DRA, that should be only CRS line. So when DRA has specific GL accounts it can only take out of, and one of the, like, you can go through each one, like, 3,000 is like your tax liability, whatever. Your 4,900s is usually like your CRS, and then you have your 5,000, which is your memo accounts, which is your holding accounts. So usually when you see like 4,900, it's your CRS only account.
Well, yeah, our 49.
So I don't know why.
This is 40, these are 49.30, so I don't know if that makes a difference.
No, maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, we can check.
I wonder what that, yeah, I'll think about
Whatever,
that.
that's still a large amount for town clerk. Town clerk.
Yeah, I don't understand those two lines.
I don't either.
That's a good catch.
Well, the tax collector one, I know, like I said, because I had to sign off on a check for that.
And what was that for?
Overpayment of taxes.
Overpayment of taxes came.
Could it be
some kind of abatement?
No, it's,
They just overpaid on the taxes, so they're due a refund.
yeah, they,
And it
bank
was
paid it,
substantial.
then the person paid it, then the bank paid it again, so
I
it's,
think there were a couple of them.
I know
One of
one,
them was like $4,000.
yes.
Yeah.
But the town clerk one, that one's.
And the ARPA expenses, is that what we have left?
Where is that?
That's right
Just
under
below it.
5,000.
No, that would be
No,
what we
we're
spent.
like-
No, that would have been like the, no, that would have been what was spent.
Anybody else have anything? All right.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Hazardous waste, 2323-03.
43,
Oh, recycle, I'm sorry.
23, recycle.
Why have we spent almost 60,000 on recycling?
That's the recycling day, you never know.
No, that's the percent, that's the percentage, that 59,755, that's the percentage.
Okay, all right.
That's a percentage, that last
Oh, you
column.
thought it was 59,000?
Yeah.
Nope.
You want to see if you were paying attention.
Thank you.
All right. Well, now we'll go back to the minutes. Thank you for getting those. So we're going back to the minutes because we didn't have a quorum because you were gone to vote on the minutes. So we're going to go back to the October 16th minutes. We had questions on those minutes, but it was Rebecca that was here. And so we kind of discussed it, and reading through the minutes, they weren't that, I don't know, critical to the minutes.
Right on the agenda. Do you have this part?
I didn't see
This
the
is November
October.
20th.
Yeah, we don't, we didn't get the ones tonight for the 16th, October 16th.
No, because we tabled them last month, so I didn't bring them again.
Okay.
So Bonnie made a motion. You want to redo your motion?
Sure. I made a motion to accept the minutes, except for the questions from Rebecca.
From Rebecca or to Rebecca?
They were,
Well, they're to her, they're from her because she made statements and we don't know all of what she said.
Was this the hiring?
Yeah,
No, this is regarding.
Can you let her read that?
it's down towards the bottom there a little bit.
I'm supposed to have a question mark, but.
Was this a question you emailed me and I answered?
I thought we straightened all that out, but
Yeah.
I didn't bring my copy of the minutes, so I can't, know for sure. I can look on my computer, but no. if it works. Yeah, I could have sworn we talked,
Yeah, I think I answered these in an email.
and I corrected them. And then,
We've been in October probably, right?
it would have been shortly after the meeting, I'm sure. It was in the
Yeah,
week.
sometime after the 16th.
What's your email? I'll search that way. What was your email? Then I'll search that way.
My email?
Yeah.
It'd be assess, ASSESS, at middletonnh.gov.
Oh, that's not here.
While I'm thinking of it, Janelle, Sierra, and Christine are all excused.
I remember what I answered her, so the question that you had given me wasn't actually what I had said in the previous meeting, which is, that's why I think Rebecca was confused. So, but you can pull it up, so you can get it back verbatim, right? You can pull up my answer that I sent to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
at work.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just want to make sure, because it was fresh in my mind when you had actually asked me than it is now. So the way it was presented in the minutes from Rebecca was not the way I had presented it the month before. So in my email, I corrected what she should have said to you guys, was that we had hired, all positions were full at that point, except for pairs. And then, I don't remember answering anything about supplies. All right, we're gonna have to go back to that. I'm gonna have to find that email so I can answer exactly how I answered, because this doesn't really look like what you had sent me either.
So do we want to table them?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, I'll bring the corrected copy next
Okay,
meeting, because
all
I'm
right.
sure.
That's
I'm
fine.
sure it was-
Yeah.
All right, so I'll entertain a
I'll
motion
make
to
a motion
table.
to table the minutes from the October 16th meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor of tabling?
Aye.
All right, the November 20th minutes, everybody had a chance to review those? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve this?
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a vote. All those in favor of approving the November 20th, 23 minutes?
Aye.
All right. Moving on. All right, next on the agenda is year-to-date school budget.
Oh, yeah, I'm still going for that email. I know I'm there, but I didn't.
So what you printed off for us?
Was what she sent to us in last week's meeting.
Okay, so we still don't have the budget for '24 then?
No, I have a I have my draft of my notes. So she'll give out one when she finalizes
Or
it.
did it-
Roxanne got this from the meeting the other night.
Oh, so she did give it out.
Well, she gave it
At
to
the
me.
meeting, but it should go to the
I
budget
think it should
committee as soon as this comes out.
Yeah, I wasn't there, so I didn't know it came out.
I haven't gotten anything from the school in, I don't know if you did when you were chair, but
I
I,
think you did, yeah, because you brought it.
If you want to look at this, Roxanne
Probably
can make me a
September.
copy another time.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can make her a copy on my way home and leave it on the desk.
thank you. All right, well, we'll do the school year to date.
Where should we be on this budget right now?
You can't do that on the school because they do the encumbrance.
That's true. Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
I don't like the encumbrance on there.
I know, I have a question.
Yes.
So we must have, do we have a student that goes out of district? Okay. Because I see that we're, the third on from the bottom is 75 is budgeted. It looks like we're looking to spend 67,000.
Looking to spend all of it.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's our first student out of district, so.
What grade?
I'm not sure. I can't speak to that.
So we just have one that's out?
Yes.
Can school put money in a zero line, or take money from a zero line, or is that different thing? So
We
you
need
have
a
like,
zero line.
So you have a section 125 registration fee, you didn't, there's no budget to it,
Oh, yeah.
and there's $80 worth it taken. There's not even a dollar there.
Yeah, I don't even know what that's for, I don't know.
So it should, that's why you probably have a some equal thing.
Yeah, I don't even know what the section is.
I don't know if you, I think you have the same rules as $100.
I've never even seen that, but it also looks like it has it.
Well, I think it's not budgeted, and what they do is, so it isn't budgeted, but they've got a bill for it, so they're trying to assign it to the correct line, so that they have it, so next year when they go to budget, they can say, we spent
That makes
$180 on it.
But usually, I
Yeah,
know,
don't
but
know.
in town, you can't do that, so I don't know if school can.
Oh, yeah, that I don't know, Kathy.
I don't know.
what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
because there's a
know.
couple zero.
But I do know that this has happened in the past, because we've asked about, it's like, oh, we didn't budget for it.
We're gonna
And what
put it
they're
there.
saying is, oh, well, there is a specific line for it, so we're trying to.
And I know.
Which
Transparency.
makes sense.
Yeah, Kathy does not like to put things where they don't belong, so they'll
Yeah,
probably.
no, I see the transparency, it's great, I just didn't know.
Yeah, because if you
DOA.
go down, like
A couple of
page
them.
2,
Yeah.
2210, you see professional development wages.
Yeah,
And those first two lines, there's nothing budgeted, but there's no spent out of it,
yep,
so.
okay. Looks like it's all done.
I know, it's a different view from what we do on the town side, so, you know, just
So
when you
hard.
think, just when you think you know what. to
I
do.
know, right?
And I don't.
So true.
So copying is way over, almost double. And that's not an encumbrance. I'm on the third page, approximately 2/3 of the way down. Is that a contract?
I'm just looking for it, I want to see.
2410.
We don't have a contract for copy. You mean like?
So
like copying
interestingly
machine?
enough, Andrea, they're only budgeting 5,000 next year for it. So I don't know if it's a one-time thing that they do this year. Looking at what they're proposing for next year, it's only increasing to
Oh,
5,000.
right here.
You got it, okay.
It usually is a contract, it's a contract.
Oh,
Like funding school districts.
And then what do we budget next year for it, you said?
5,000. I can see here. Yep.
Yeah.
Just one question came out, I thought of it after the fact when we were talking about the wages and such. So this past year, the board approved to do a wage increase for like the paras and everything. And they were using that money to come out of that media specialist, because I didn't think that they were required to have a media specialist. Now from at the last budget, at the last meeting, my understanding is that they're required to have the media specialist?
Yeah.
I knew that was going to come back.
Yeah, so,
Yep. That's why I questioned it then.
She's well underpaid than what we ever budgeted for Mrs. Townsend. She's brand new, right out of school. So there's still the buffer for the pairs.
no, but the paras will come out of a separate line.
Yeah, no, that, I
But I'm
mean,
just saying, so, I guess my point would be is, I'm gonna use a number, we had $50,000 in there for a media specialist, and we didn't, the idea was, well, we were using Wentworth, Governor Wentworth kind of to oversee it, and that's kind of, that was kind of the way you were approaching it. And so he said, oh, we have this money we're not using, we can use it to help, to supplement the pairs, to try and get them to stay and everything, which is, I agree, that was great, they should be paid more money, but my understanding is that media specialist line was not going to have to be budgeted. So now we're saying it has to be budgeted, along with now we have to fund the increase for pairs.
it has to be budgeted, yeah. It doesn't have to have that big budget it did a year ago. Because what we had budgeted was what Mrs. Townsend was getting paid. And now, the one Mrs. Person doesn't have all the steps and everything that Mrs. Townsend or Masters, so.
So, I mean, I don't know, I mean, I don't know, 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 I don't know Okay, I just.
Anybody else have any questions on the school budget year to date? Anything that came up at the school board meeting that,
I had to work late that day. Yeah.
anything that
But
came
I
up at the
didn't
school
hear,
board?
Rebecca said nothing came up.
No, so the only thing is on this budget, you'll
Yeah.
note is down at the very bottom, under bus capital reserve, they're gonna look to change the heading to 5,000, that's gonna be 15,000, so.
Are you talking about the proposed?
Yeah,
Oh, wait a minute.
sorry, because that was discussed at the meeting, so. So I didn't change the bottom numbers, but Kathy, when she gave it to me, she just made note that those are 15, because the board discussed it and said that that's what they wanted. But that money comes from unassigned,
Right.
or leftover, I should say, it's the unassigned.
So I will photocopy this tomorrow and send this out to everybody so that we can, what is the date of the deliberative?
The 10th, hold on,
Yeah,
whatever.
please, it's the 10th.
January?
February.
Yeah,
February. I thought.
Did they go over some of this?
They went, yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah, they talked about it in general, the whole thing, because that's what they made the motion to change this to 15,000. And they talked about how the overall budget was only increasing 2.22%, which
Great, yep. I just didn't know, like, because I had questions.
No, they
When I
didn't,
went
they
over
didn't
it,
finalize,
so I know you guys
they
have
didn't
the same
vote to
questions.
finalize it, but that was one of the things they recommended to make that change, so then they're gonna vote on the January, I think it might be January 10th, or whatever the next.
So then we'll have it for the 15th then.
Yeah.
Well, right, you better, and you need to check with Kathy, because there's gonna be a tight frame, a window when Kathy needs to have it back, because she has to have it back, and it has to be, because their deliberative is February 10th, they have to have it so many days before that, so. I know that that's a quick turnaround process from, usually with the school is when we approve it and when they need to have it.
So do you think if we approve it on the 15th?
You should probably, yes, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna approve it on the 15th, but she's gonna have to have it probably like that night or the next day or something. It's gonna be close.
So if they bring
Because I
the,
think it's like 25 days before the delivery, I think, Amy, I'm not sure.
got my calendar.
Calendar.
To
I
save,
have the calendar.
to save time, I don't know if you want me to go over the questions I had,
Oh, here, it's
because you likely will have them. So for example, line 561, that's a buffer of one middle school student and one high school student, so a buffer of 2 kids total.
What line is that?
561 tuition,
So 2 buffer?
2 buffer, one in middle school, one in high school. The staff development increase was voted upon and approved by the school board in September or August, for an increase in CAF professional development, staff development. The increase in legal services is for the special ed director.
When you say CAT, is that over to the principal?
Yes, we talked, in a non-public, we approved specific PD for her. And, yeah, so it's professional development for her that she can bring back to her staff. So for her, but so that she can train her
What
staff.
line is that?
Staff development. It's just cheaper to send one
Then all.
than all of them. Let's see what else. Yeah, I think the buffer was the biggest thing, because that question was coming up. And then the huge increase in legal services is per special ed director.
Are they anticipating any, big building repairs or so, or they were going to be?
Actually, there is other things, no, but, another question, no, they're not anticipating building repairs, but, I mean, I guess there's always surprises.
They did discuss that they wanted the order of what the warrant article should be, because they come from monies that are left over. They want it to be building, I think it's building, special ed, and bus. I know building is first, and then it's either special ed or bus and bus.
The other thing I asked about was line 733 and 737, basically just kind of flip-flop. Cat is not predicting we need any new furniture, that's why there's nothing budgeted there. But then there's an increase by 1,000 for replacement furniture. So that's why there's a little bit of a flip-flop in those two lines. She doesn't anticipate new furniture, but she anticipates needing to replace furniture.
When are we getting new furniture?
I don't know, like, if there's like, I think there's like a very fine line in Kathy, yeah.
I'm just wondering,
Yeah.
eventually, if you're replacing it,
Yeah.
looks like you're gonna get
Or
new,
maybe like
maybe,
fixing,
We have the same
maybe,
lines.
oh, that's true, maybe.
fixing,
Same
yeah,
exact lines.
Oh,
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
Equipment, replacement equipment, I'm like,
yeah.
Maintenance,
Kathy
yeah.
doesn't, yes, everything is
Yeah.
black and white, no, but yeah.
20 days.
It's no. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I was looking at the calendar.
SB2 from,
I think SB2 is New Jersey. It's an election, SB2. It's so much there.
so the 15th probably will be, I think that's probably your last week, I think she might be in by like the 19th, because it might be 20 days prior to the, because I know it's 20
Well, it
days
says
prior.
the 16th is budget hearing for SB2 March elections. On the 16th,
16th of
January.
January. Yeah, last day to publish notice for January 23rd to policy.
But we don't have a budget hearing, we have a deliberative session, right?
Which is held, because I was looking at that, it's held February 10th. It says last day to hold first session of town meeting. That's just this SB2 calendar.
Well, the 29th is last day for posting warrants and budgets for the SB2 town March election, is on 29th
29th of
January.
So maybe, but I would think you'd be fine the 15th in
As long as we don't
Kathy
get a
will let you
blizzard or
know.
something.
Kathy will let you know. And I'll be at the meeting in January. Now, when are you looking for this for? When are you gonna need that signed off on? Because I know because what she ends up wanting is she wants the minutes from your meeting that shows that you guys, what you voted on, what you've approved, and when you give her back this updated budget numbers.
Well, if she had sent it to us, then maybe we could be working on it tonight. So I'll send this to everybody, and we'll approve it or whatever in January.
I guess maybe, and maybe that's what you need to get clarification on whose
I will.
responsibility is to.
But I can't email.
I know, I'm just saying,
Yeah, I do that
should
too.
that come from the financial liaisons or the financial group, which is Crystal and Rebecca, to get to you, or what, and I mean, I get it, because this time of the year, it always sucks, because you're always like, what day? I think I need that tomorrow, okay?
So you'll let me know?
So,
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I did
check with
email.
Kathy, she can tell you when the last, like, when is the last day that you can have this, you need this.
Okay.
Now, but it should work for you, I know it's always close.
Yeah.
As long as we don't get a blizzard or something.
And everybody has no problem meeting on the
Yeah,
15th, even though it's a
exactly.
holiday?
I don't.
I don't have a problem with it.
it's not like the holidays the next day when we were supposed to be taking the night off.
Yeah.
It would be status quo.
All right, let's move on to the town budget. So, how do we want to approach this? Do we want to go line by line? Do we want to do everything but salaries, then come back to salaries? What is everyone's,
Are we just discussion and just kind of getting thoughts, or are we voting?
we don't have to vote tonight.
Okay.
I'd rather have everybody
I would
here,
rather too. I was just saying, I'd rather have everybody.
but we can start
Okay, perfect.
going down, and maybe Tracy and Roxanne will have answers to whatever questions we might have.
Perfect.
Well, we can go right down through it. So selectmen's salary, that's not changing. Admin assistant, looks like department head had put in for 52,000. If you have any questions, just speak up.
How much is that an hour? I'm figuring that out.
Yeah. That position's still at 24 an hour right now.
That's $25 an hour though, 52,000?
But, yeah.
Okay.
Budgeted for 25.
Yeah, I have $24 currently going to $25 an hour. So that's the budgeted amount is the 25. The admin clerk, I have that, has increased hours going to 24 hours, but no salary increase.
Is that our assessing?
No,
I
that's the
mean,
administrative clerk that takes care of assessing.
Yeah, that's just everything, okay.
And then I did have a note, something about raises on that position.
We discussed doing
Where are
a
my
raise.
notes?
A year when the
Anniversary.
Anniversary versus January 1st,
Okay.
Right. Yep.
which makes more sense.
For someone who's newly hired,
Makes sense.
because usually everything is retro back to January 1st.
So did you figure it from the anniversary with their
We
raise to
would,
that?
yeah, we haven't got, that was just the conversation had been started, and so I think it was giving everybody a chance to, next time we meet, to say, do you like that idea or not,
Yeah.
something else?
So is that figured in these numbers?
No, not now, not that I'm aware of, no.
You'll see most of our numbers, we're empty right now.
Oh, this is a file.
Oh, sorry, we going, yeah, I need that here. It's good.
Office telephone, looks like it went up $264.
What was the reason for that? I'm just wondering, like, because you're within budget now. Why go up 200? Or why, I don't know, just trying to figure out. No, it's only 200, but they're not even close to being near 13,200. Okay.
But you'll find out.
Yep.
I'll put a little line next to it. Office supplies, we're going down $800. Postage is going up. I suppose there's another question.
Yep.
Yeah, because we've only expended
Did we
51.
send out the, yeah, we did send out the tax bills, didn't we?
Did you go get yours there?
I sure did. I even went on Facebook to complain. No, sorry.
Why not? Everybody else
No,
did.
I swear I did not.
Everyone else did.
I know.
So again, following suit with the telephone question, if we've only expended 51, when we haven't expended 6, why are we going to
I was gonna say, is they
61?
supposed to increase?
I said they increase every year,
I'm
so.
pretty sure they are.
I thought I heard they were.
In this?
Yeah, I mean, where did you get that number from? It's just a 2% increase? Is that what it is?
That's the question, like, how are they coming up with these numbers? Is there like a
Well,
rhyme
I
or
mean,
reason? Or
typically,
they
if
just
you
coming
look
up?
at, if you see it says 2%, it's probably because it's 2% tax. That's what I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
That's, right now, that's what I'm gonna guess.
You had a previous secretary, the new secretary filling in a lot of that.
Yeah, understandable.
All right, background checks, we're staying at 400, mileage reimbursement staying at 200, dues staying at 2,000, even though we've only expended like 300.
Yeah, are we gonna, yeah, what dues comes out of there, do you know?
Oh, the bill hasn't come in yet.
Oh, okay.
That
what
was
is it?
my note.
What dues? NHMA?
So again?
NHMA?
Like,
Yeah, they're usually expensive.
Unfortunately, a lot of the subscriptions and they're all in December, which I don't agree with at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, I
It'd be nice
know.
if they came like February.
Yes.
Or even June.
June would be even
Yes.
better.
Right, no, June would be better than December.
It just throws off your budget when you're trying to crunch numbers
Exactly.
at the end of the year. I don't
Well, it
agree.
just looks like you haven't spent anything,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah.
Right. Resource materials staying at 400, Advertising is going to $1.
Are you gonna advertise through NHMA, is that why, pretty much? Because it's free, since with your subscription, okay.
Meetings and training staying at $600. Office equipment repairs is going down to $1. Copier is going up, $27.48, that's contract. It's a 3-year, 3 laser and a photocopier. It's $229 a month. Anybody wants to know. Internet, we're going up the 2%. I don't know. I'm just seeing the 2%
I
in
know,
the
I'm
column.
trying to figure it out right now.
But again, do we need to go up the 2%?
But it's not 2%, that's not even going up 2%, it's going up way more than 2%. Or, well, it is, I'm sorry, it's going up 2%, what am I saying? Yeah, it is. 1920 plus 38. So yeah, it's just going up 2%. Sorry.
But does it need to go up 2%?
No, I don't think it does.
It's probably a contract, I would suspect,
It should be,
so, and we can look at that and see what it is. It could be going.
unless the contract's ending and they're suspecting
Well,
that.
Yeah, I don't know, so we'll have to pull that and see.
Well, that, I mean, that was asked at our BOS meeting also. It was stated that things were going up, so they put a placeholder in this 2%. So I imagine you're gonna see that, you know, all
Got
the
it.
way through. Hence, we haven't discussed our numbers really.
Computer support, we overspent last year, but yet we're flatlining that one. See, now why didn't that go up 2%?
Because this one is contract. This is, because last year it was probably not correct.
So
It's not gonna be
if it's
suspended.
not correct, then why are we staying at 31?
216.
Because that's probably what the contract is, but we'll pull the contract and take a look. My understanding is the contract, anything that's contract should be, the number should be bumped. Should be right, but.
Unless you had like, if they had to come out, because usually certified computer, or I don't know if you're using certified computer anymore or not, but don't they charge if they come out
They
to
do.
the.
They had to take the fire department vendor away.
Yeah, so that may be it too.
Yeah, that could be.
Usually,
It should be if you're paying $30,000.
No shit, right?
Town report staying at 300, website is going to $1. That's because it's a 3-year.
Yeah, 3-year contract, and this is the
Okay.
first year.
Town meeting is staying at 200. The moderator is going up from 200 to 750. Do you have any questions? I'm the one who did these numbers, so ask
I'm assuming
away.
it's because of the elections, how many we're having.
That and I bumped up everybody's, not much,
Yeah, I know.
but like ballot clerks, I couldn't see having somebody here for 14 hours and paying them $80.
Yeah.
It's just,
No.
it's hard enough to
Usually
get.
it's an hour fee based.
Yeah,
most towns
so
are,
I called around and got like New Durham's rates
Yeah.
and just kind of, I didn't,
We paid good over there, no.
just to see what was the going. And then we have 4 like ballot clerks, because I think, because we got the primary,
Yep.
then the town meet, we don't need a town meet. I don't know, it was like
Either
4,
way, yeah.
yes.
Yep.
That's why
That makes
they went up.
Okay.
So the moderator went up, the supervisors have gone up, the ballot clerks went up. So it was increase in pay and an increase in meetings or sittings or whatever you want to call it, was the reason behind my justification for that. Computer software, I guess that's a contract. Election supplies is staying the same. AccuVote machine, I think that's for the new machine.
No,
I think it's gonna be a lot more.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
one article, right?
So I don't know.
This is because, I think because of the elections.
Yeah, you got to do the card, you have
You have
to
to-
switch out the
yeah,
cards every
update it or
election.
something.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we're going from 500 to 19.
Because AccuView will, sorry, that's the day. Thing. AccuVote will charge you every time you have to switch out the cards.
This was provided to us from the clerk, the town.
Yeah, so they have to erase the ballot, the card, and then they have to send a new one out.
Did she give justification on her?
So that increase should just be, it should go back down next year?
Yeah, so it goes by how many, usually how many elections
How
we
many,
have, so.
how many like,
State,
no, yeah, no, I was gonna say, not local,
Yeah.
what's the one other one, state, government,
state,
state,
presidential.
federal? Yeah.
When are we supposed to get our new machine, do you know?
25.
No, I think it's 24, yeah.
24, so are we gonna have it for the primary
I don't think it's required.
in January?
I don't know. Good question. I mean, it's not my responsibility, but, I mean, I'm gonna be putting in the warrant article for it, but I don't know when. I haven't told them.
Yeah, I don't have a justification sheet from her. Advertising staying at 200, restoration of records staying at 37, workshop staying at 15, mortgage searches almost doubling.
Does it, this is for the town clerk,
Yeah.
why is 1,500 for town clerk? There's not many out there,
Well, some of this.
for
will be-
workshops.
Well, because then there's the deputy that's new too, so.
Got
I'm
it,
looking to
so
see-
should they go together?
Well,
type thing?
she should be going, because she's new as well, so she should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but most of our classes are like 80, 90 bucks
Yeah.
each.
Well, I
literally.
know there's some additional classes that Michelle Clark is recommending our
Oh,
town
good.
clerk to take.
Okay.
Tax classes to take
Yeah.
this year.
Good.
So,
Mortgage search. Why is that doubling?
Why is that?
she told us she's using a different company.
Yeah,
I need to find out if that's a signed contract, because if it is, she cannot sign a contract.
it's up to the select board.
That's
to
the-
Tax
determine whether they wanna
bills.
go.
Right, it's not for us, like, you know,
Yeah.
contract. So,
Tax bills are going up to be more in line with what was expended,
Good.
and the audit is staying at 15.
Is the, just, it's because they did the full years, I'm assuming, yeah.
We should be good going forward.
Yay.
So the tax collector salary, it looks like a 8% increase.
No, 3.
Says-
Oh, I was looking at tax impact, I'm sorry.
I'm like,
Oops.
the
Wrong
numbers
line.
do look small, Amy. I didn't,
Right. So 3%, deputy staying the same, association dues staying the same. Recordings at registry is staying the same. Computer software is going up a little bit. There must be a contract that was,
I think the number you have to see, the 2628, is over on the BOS. That's the actual contract.
mileage for the treasurer, even though we went over, is staying at 1,200.
Well, that's the budget head. I mean, I know we, so they were on the board of selectmen, I think we talked about, we discussed. putting
Oh,
Oh,
we
yeah,
got
it's
2,000. I didn't even see that over there.
Do you know if the mileage is increasing this year? I haven't seen anything, but
I don't know.
usually they come out end of December.
Yeah,
Does it usually increase every year?
it goes both ways.
Up
Yeah,
and
it can
down.
go up or down depending on state. How they-
Last time it was significantly higher. so.
Yeah,
And the treasurer is staying the same, keeping in mind that in March we'll have a appointed treasurer, not an elected treasurer. Assessor is going up.
That's contract.
Tax map is staying the same. Assessing is going, software support is going up. There must be a contract.
Yeah.
And the dues, we've only spent, is that another December bill? Because we've only spent
Well,
$10.
it's dues and workshops, so I would assume that there might be some more coming through there from
One more.
our person going, our assessing person.
Town attorney, we're going up to 17.5. Then we got the insurances, which are all, they are what they are, pretty much. Although it looks like you're going down in health insurance, that's because you have a new plan.
Yeah, they changed the plan. They changed the plan.
And dental insurance is going down. Longevity is going up. Police retirement. That's kind of, that's based on hours worked, so it's hard to,
Plus they went down last
Yeah,
year
yeah,
too,
yeah.
so, in their percentage.
That's one of those.
employee retirement life, staying the same, workers' comp, going up. Imagine that.
And that is a bill, we actually own that.
Oh, you'll get that bill. Unemployment compensation. Stratford Regional Planning. That's like doubling. Why is that?
So this is planning board.
Planning board, I got.
Yeah, so this is planning board, and I believe what that is we will be looking, the planning board's gonna be looking to probably utilize some services from Stratford Regional Planning, and our dues only cover so much, and then after that, they're like, oh, well, we're more than that, yeah, we're more than happy to help you out, but it is gonna cost you, so, and we are looking at doing some ordinances and doing some other stuff on the planning board this year, so, that's why. And that's going to kind of go along with the legal as well, because anything we change, once we get down to that number, I'll.
Yeah, Janet said, given our conversation of 9/28/23 with our SRPC,
Oh, yes,
I feel we need to add to this line to move forward with our ordinance updates. 2,275 to dues and 3,000 to aid in the update, is what Janet said. Newspaper ads still at $1. Workshops, $4.50. I can't remember. With something changing daily, with somebody's rules changing daily, we need to keep updating.
John Mullen goes to a lot of the workshops. He does a lot of workshops for the planning board.
Yeah. Reference materials, we can keep this line as is. Most of our materials are free through memberships. What we do need is reimbursement for something, and papers to print what we cannot get for free. And then legal, up to 75.
And that's because
The planning board is rewriting the town ordinances and needs the attorney's input.
Then why are we paying Stratford Regional 3,000 to rewrite the ordinance?
No, we're not. Stratford Regional is to aid in helping us put together, or, discussing what other towns are doing, or
Okay.
but any ordinance you do, you have to give it to legal to review. So we're not asking legal to write it, because if we were, that would probably be like 15,000.
Yeah.
Just for them to review it.
But again, this is like a one-year thing, right? Like it should go back down after all that
Potentially,
work is done.
it depends on how much we get through next year. I mean, when you're a board of 5 people, meeting once a month,
All right, newspaper notices staying at $250, workshops 300. ZBA legal staying at 3,000, even though we haven't expended anything. Reference material 300. So out of their $3,800 budget, they've only expended $85. Do we anticipate that?
I don't know, but I would say from, in the past, when we've experienced with ZBA, the 3,000 is well worth the money, because you have somebody coming in, you need to typically, with a big project, if they want to do something, we have legal come in and sit and make sure that
Yep.
all are done, because that board is kind of green,
Yeah, that's fine.
so I think 3,000 is well.
Okay. All right, electric for the salt shed, staying at 300. Town hall, staying at 25. These all look like they're all staying the same, all the way down. Propane,
Level funding. All the way down.
2.
You don't expect that, like, you're not scared to put like maybe a 3% increase in electrical in case the delivery charges go up, or
Bite your tongue.
see, I know, I hate to say that, but it's so true.
I agree, but.
Yeah, but yeah.
But I don't think anybody has doing that, but
Cleaning has gone from 38 to 39. Is that a raise or cleaning more
I think
stuff?
that's because it's cleaning more, yes.
Okay.
At the beginning of last year, she was cleaning more buildings, she's in town, the municipal building.
Septic service, we didn't expend anything, what is that for?
I thought we did expend on that. I thought they did pump the septic, so I'll have to double check that maybe.
That's what that for, is have the
Yeah,
septic
it
pump?
should be, yeah, it should be.
I don't think it's.
Yeah, I thought they did do it every year, so I don't know if that got put to enough to come on.
Question on the cleaning. How often does she come in?
What?
Where,
In here, how
Every
often
other
is this cleaned? Every other week, so it's not done after a party or anything? Because when the rec has used this hall, numerous times we've had to clean up quite a bit.
it's been brought up.
Propane at the municipal, do we have propane at the municipal?
That's, that 200, that is to test the generator.
No. Water testing is going up. Repairs is going up. All the repair lines are going up. Do we anticipate, are there certain repairs that are on the,
Well, I think it's
Agenda?
based, no, I think this is based off of kind of what we've spent and seen, and, you know, anything that happens at this building is not cheap, but any building you go in and, you know, need the boiler or,
right,
you know, we get rodents, because, you know, that tends to happen. Or, like, you know, we have draining. Just saying.
Just today, we have water coming through the side of the municipal building into the carpet.
supplies at the Old Town Hall, we expended 1,600, but we only budgeted 2.
That's because I believe that's the,
All the supply lines for all the boards for dumping into there. Yeah, that's what,
Okay.
So we shouldn't, or we can dump it in there?
Yes,
for the
correct.
town hall. Okay, so we're gonna fix, okay. Perfect.
And supplies from the municipal building,
So you're kind of like flip-flop.
yeah.
if you need a new broom.
Yes, and a vacuum.
Oh, I know.
The
that's
generator's
pushing it,
staying the
but-
same, building and maintenance is staying the same, heat, and heat are all staying the same. Any questions on that section? Property liability is going up to 58, that is what it is. The police chief is asking for a 5% raise. He's asking for a 5% raise for his 2 full-time officers. A 5% raise for the part-time police officers that we don't have. And the overtime line of 5%. On-call pay 8%, which I,
Is it, what's the, does it say what the justification is in there for that? Because on call is just,
all right, which one do you want his thing on?
the on call?
Is that what your question?
Yeah, that was, yeah, 'cause
On-call. On-call is required to provide shift coverage by a Middleton officer overnight to respond to emergency situations.
that was the explanation.
I don't understand why we would be increasing our part-time line when we've only expended $1,500 out of a $15,000 line.
That's what he presented.
What's he got for,
How many part-times does he have? Just 2?
he has 2
Depends on what
full-time.
we-
No, yeah, I mean
I don't know about
part-time.
part-time.
I know, Sobel.
Oh, I have 3 written here. To avoid hiring an additional full-time officer, which saves the town on medical insurance costs, retirement costs, and other benefits, and to avoid paying overtime, we utilize part-time certified officers to fill in the shifts. Currently, the part-time pay offered by the town of Middleton is ludicrous, which is why we are currently short on part-time officers. Asking a trained and experienced officer to work shifts here and expose themselves to the dangers of the job for basically the same starting pay as Dunkin' Donuts is Absent. Case in point, we ran an advertisement through the New Hampshire Municipal Association for several months and got 0 qualified applicants.
He's got a point though, seriously. I've worked with multiple police departments and we are one of the lowest ones for part-timers.
What is our part-time starting pay?
I think it's 20 bucks
I
an
thought it
hour.
was 24.
That's not what's offered to a certain individual that was part-time. So they were gonna try to start him at 20, and he has EMS, he has all certification, and he is correct that you're not gonna get anybody here part-time at 20 bucks an hour. You're just not.
I didn't think it was, I thought it was 24 for some reason.
So
I thought I wrote that down.
he has a point on this.
Oh, no, I have part-time, $22 an hour is what it starts at, is what I wrote down.
Where'd that number come from?
The
Just wondering.
Board of Selectmen
Board of
last
Selectmen.
month when the question
Okay.
was asked. All right. Police secretary, that is also a 7%. And
How many hours does she work?
I have written down $16.50 an hour for 16 hours a week is what I have written down. Cell phone stipends, they want to go from 600 to 1,800.
For how many, just one officer or how many officers?
Well, go ahead, just,
They want the whole department up there.
and the board is only giving them to department heads, so that's why doing under the board of selectmen, we're only saying 600.
Weren't they offered the phones that we had before and they
Yes,
refused
they
them?
have, yes. So,
They were offered to have whoever was on duty has the phone.
Right, but they
no,
refused
they
them.
each had one of those phones. Yes, they each had, it wasn't one phone, it was, each officer had their own phone. One of those Apple phones, yes.
But then it was decided last year to just do department heads.
And do a stipend.
And to keep an on-call.
Right, that's what I was thinking, the on-call.
On-call phone,
Yeah.
which was refused.
Dues going from 375 to 1,800. And that was because dues. This is for various memberships and dues necessary for the department, including our membership in the Stratford County Regional Tactical SWAT Team. As members of the team, they will respond as needed in emergency situations that require the SWAT team.
This was in a different, this is down in the I think the Stratford tactical was down previously in the prosecution line, so if you look, prosecutions go down to 55. So it's really shifting into the correct line, so that's why there's a jumping 18, because we're going to increase the prosecution by 1,000. Even though that's jumping more than 1,000 up above, but that's based off of what the dues are.
Training. Training required by the New Hampshire State Police Standards and Training Council to retain police officer certification. So this must be an increase in fees. Uniforms is staying the same. Chief's uniform is staying the same. Vehicle repairs going up 1,000. Fuel going up 500. Equipment staying at 5. Radio repairs staying at 250. Communications staying the same. Office supplies going up 250. No, 150. Prosecution going down. And there was discussion at the BOS meeting about prosecuting their own cases.
There was a question out there, it was put out there to the board.
Like them prosecuted, doing the prosecuting themselves?
Because certain levels, like certain things, the county automatically prosecutes.
Correct.
And then, there are other things that the town, I guess the police would do, whatever. I know that Scott was following up on that.
Is there any other town that does that? that's
Because,
new to me.
there are other towns, they don't use Stratford County to
Correct.
prosecute, they might use a private.
Yeah,
And so I think that was the idea.
Idea, okay.
Have we looked at to see if we.
Just not using
Privately, yeah, not using
Got
Stratford, you know, as a more economical way.
okay.
Office equipment staying at 1,200 and ammunition at 2.
They haven't spent anything out of the ammunition line. I would think by this
To
point
acquire
they
ammunition for
would've,
training and duty, the cost of the ammunition has risen due to high demand.
but I would think they'd use that before they lose it for this year.
I thought they bought a lot the year prior in cases, and that's the reason why they didn't have anything, but I
He
could
was
be wrong.
waiting for the price to drop, I believe,
Yeah,
and
maybe
he
that's what it
bought it near the end of the year,
Yeah.
right?
So maybe he
But-
didn't need, I mean, he's gonna need something, I'm sure this year.
And
Conversation
But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought he bulked up on it, but I could be wrong by all means, or you
I
might be
feel
doing
like
the
he
same
did,
thing,
because I remember thinking my
Yeah.
husband did too.
Right,
so.
but
before-
you would think at this point, they would use it so they don't lose it. They were saying they needed it last year, he kept saying how much they needed it, and then not use it this year at all.
Yeah, question. Still has 20 more days.
so if he
to
hasn't
decide.
used it, then, I mean, ammunition doesn't go bad overnight, right?
Right, that's why I don't see why they
Does it go
haven't.
bad at all?
I don't know.
I
don't
mean,
know.
I don't know, let's go try, let's go see if it does.
I don't know if it
If
does.
they store it properly,
But I
if they
do-
have
if
to
it's
store
stored
it properly, then
properly.
they'll go.
I mean, that's a valid point. If you don't use that $2,000 worth of ammunition, then why do you need another $2,000 worth of
I know,
ammunition?
Right.
why not try it cut in half?
Sure.
Well, we'll put a little mark next to that. All right, on to the fire department stuff. I don't even know.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
I just got a text from my husband saying that my basement is underwater.
No.
So do we want
And
to,
I don't,
No.
I live on a mountain, I don't even, it's
Mine
our
was-
water probably coming into
Mine went, no, you know, it's that lady right there.
That's water coming into my basement.
no, it's coming down off the hill. It's Bruce Welch.
my sump pump's been running
Mine
all
was
day.
I don't have, I've never had a wet basement. He's like, you need to get home. I'm like, I'll try.
Well,
So
I
I
mean,
don't know
we've
if we
gone
can-
halfway through. If we want to
Can we table
call it
the
a
time?
night.
So
and-
sorry.
No, it's fine with me.
The buckets,
I'll make a
buckets.
motion to adjourn.
Well,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Do we do that?
Have anything.
Is everybody else okay with that?
I'm sorry, guys. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm like,
My sump pump's been running all day, so I can imagine what it looks like in my
Will
house.
you look for that email? Because I know I said what I needed
Oh, yeah, I
to
made
say.
myself a note. I could have sworn it's not right. It's not I have to make sure I have your email, Andrea, because I forgot it.
I want to make sure I say it, because it was fresh in my mind when you asked.
My
and
best
it's not.
email is probably my work one. My other one gets all, it's A Bowden
okay.
at
Did we adjourn?
Liberty
Yes.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Insurance.
I want to make
NH.
sure we're left with them.
Well, I think she wanted to say something else. first.
Okay, so Bonnie,
Are you set to
adjourn.
Make that motion?
Somebody second it?
Did anybody else have anything they wanted to discuss before we leave?
Yeah.
All right,
Well, when I sent up.
go ahead, Bonnie, make your, nobody
Make
else
a
has
motion to
anything.
adjourn at
7:47.
7. Thank you.
I'll second.
Bye.
Aye.
So on